Hello, everybody. The DY guy is live once again. Um, I just want to make sure everybody can hear me okay, because I don't know if my headset microphone is working or not. I'm on my mobile setup, as you can see, a very, very crappy camera, unfortunately, but we're going to have to make do with what we've got. Can everybody hear me okay? Everybody says hear you fine. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. All right. How's everybody doing today? We're gonna have some guests in the house. I have sent the link out to the Legal Tube, as we are now going to be known. Hashtag Legal Tube in the chat. Hashtag Legal Tube. Since LawTube has kind of been taken, I've been trying to work. I've been spending pretty much this entire day today trying to coordinate and facilitate and help in any way I possibly can to get everything going. I mean, it's been exhausting, you guys. I mean, I think I was shopping for about 8 hours today trying to get all my stuff together, since I don't have anything. This was completely unplanned. I didn't bring anything with me. So I had to buy suits. I had to buy shirts. I had to buy ties. I had to buy a belt. Like I said, a pair of dress shoes. I literally had to start from scratch. So all of that is going to be taken with me to Virginia for the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial continuation on Monday. I'm going to be flying into Virginia on Sunday night, and hopefully getting a rental car or whatever, making it to my crash pad, and then arriving into Fairfax. Well, so LawTube has been taken. LawTube has been taken, and we had to do LegalTube. Somebody had like a lawtube.com website, which is so dumb, because we're like, we can't take law nerds. Thank you for the dono, Bright Eyes. LawTube was taken. Like, how stupid is that? Legal nerds, I get it. Emily's stream is Legal Bites. I wasn't gonna infringe on that, so I was like, what else do we got? Lawyer Tube is cute, but I like Legal Tube better. What's up, James? This is James from Court. You, I'm sure, know who he is by now.
Maybe, yeah. It's been quite a whirlwind the past few days, not gonna lie. Or week.
Yeah.
Now it's been a week already. Shoot. It just feels like it blurs together.
Well, I've been gone since Wednesday or Tuesday night. I left Tuesday night right after court, so I wasn't there Wednesday. I wasn't there Thursday. I wasn't there Friday. Tell me what happened, James.
Yeah. Well, obviously not much. We had that one live witness, which was the only kind of breath of fresh air during the rest of the week. Everything else, those video depositions killed the jury. I mean, they were so bored paying attention to those, albeit a few moments here and there. But I think, I don't know. I think I see that some people, they've seen the evidence. They've seen both of the disputing parties testify. They've seen a lot of other witnesses come forward, and I definitely see a solidification of some of their opinions.
Nice. By the way, I almost forgot to ask you. I know you said that you have not been feeling well the last day or so. How are you feeling, my friend?
Better than this morning. I think it's just like a 24-hour thing. People were joking that like sitting next to Whitney's sister, that they, like, I don't know, did something
to you.
Exactly. But It's
Nah,
super like, and I'm just new to this, so they don't know me, but maybe they figured we were all together, and it's no. I think it's just not sleeping very well, driving all that to get up here, and then yeah, being in a line all night, crammed with hundreds of other people, like face to face at some points.
sure. Yeah, no, it takes a toll, man. I mean, you got to remember, you have a brilliant mind. I mean, I knew that from the moment I met you, James. And I was like, this guy's going to have a lot of input, but we got to remember, man, we have a flimsy, fleshy body that is attached to that brain, and sometimes it's difficult because it doesn't want to cooperate sometimes.
Yeah, it's always instances like this that remind you, I guess, that we are, kind of bound by our own physical entities to an extent. We're not just robots. Like, as much as I wish I could just keep going, on fumes, at one point it catches up with you. So,
For sure. And I'm glad that you were able to get some rest. Friday, today, tomorrow, half day, right? You're going to be able
yes.
to get some more rest, but we'll talk about that a little bit later about the line and everything. But so for right now, I still haven't done a stream about Tuesday. I had no time, and this is not the time and the place for it right now. I'm only on for a very short time, but just a couple of pieces of news for you guys and for you as well, James, since you're on and you haven't heard this yet. I am getting T-shirts made. If you
Oh, nice.
if you saw my Twitter, on the front it's gonna say, "What if anything?"
Oh,
and
yes.
and on the back it says hashtag LegalTube.
Okay, so that's what the when you were trying to figure out the name, that's for the t-shirts and stuff. I like legal too. I like that. I think it's
Me too.
yeah.
Somebody said that it includes like the non like yourself, like the non-lawyer community, because one of the other options I had was lawyer tube, but people are like, well, what if non-lawyers want to be joining too, so legal tube encompasses like, oh, we're going to be talking about legal stuff with whoever wants to join, and I think that's a much better, much more encompassing, much more broad way of reaching a wider audience, not just for now but in the future.
I agree with that. I think so, and I think as you see this community grow and grow, just as you said, like someone like myself who became interested in all this from watching y'all, you know what I mean? I think it definitely is inclusive to like, people from I've seen body language experts and different, either journalists or things like that. So I agree. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we might change it later at some point. Who knows? I've just been reaching out to the world of Twitter, trying to garner as much information about the state of the world when it comes to this Amber Heard, Johnny Depp legal debacle that we've been dealing with, to kind of get inside people's heads. One of the things I've noticed, by the way, did you see my poll?
I didn't. I'm sorry. Is it on your Twitter?
Yeah, I did a poll yesterday, I think. I did several, but the one that I'm referring to was the poll of who is behind Johnny Depp and who is behind Amber Heard. Did you see
Oh,
that one?
yeah. I didn't want to answer it just because I'm trying to stay super neutral, but I did see that. Yeah. Oh, wow. It's like, oh my God.
Yep.
Holy, oh my, yo, what? Okay, then the public has spoken.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now I've thought about it. I've thought about it a lot. And I was like, I got some input. Somebody said, "Well, you got to remember your channel is a little biased, or your not channel, your Twitter is a little biased." I said, "No, I hashtagged, I stand with Amber Heard or whatever I did. I did both of them. I did both of them. I hashtagged the Johnny Depp camp and I hashtagged the Amber Heard camp, and I wanted to see, who's going to be who's going to pop up." And we had 16,000, over 16,000
Almost
people say I stand with Johnny Depp,
70.
and 160 people say I stand with Amber Heard.
Yeah, and I understand. I mean, yes, your follower base might be somewhat biased, but as you said, you put these hashtags. People from Amber's team follow your Twitter. They see your Twitter. If they wanted to bump up those numbers, they would send that around. If there was really that support online for her, it would have run around all those circles too. They would have
Exactly.
tried to add to overcome, but the fact that I mean, it's not even close. Yeah.
Yeah. The result is 99% Johnny Depp, 1% Amber Heard. And that's not an exaggeration. Go to my Twitter at KYDY guy, and you will see. If you have to scroll down a little bit. I've been tweeting all day.
No,
Uh,
that's why I gasped. It was insane. I mean,
yep.
literally, those were results. I think, yeah, it's at 98.8 now, but still, I mean, that's, I mean, just, yeah,
It dropped 0.2%
yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Like it's nothing.
Two
Basically,
more people voted for her. I mean, yeah, that definitely shows to me there's a clear indication that the public feels one way.
most definitely.
I can't imagine Vogue voted on that one, or The
S-
Guardian, or
So I
Vox.
think they either got paid for that article by Amber Heard's PR team, which I wouldn't be surprised, or that just goes to show about their own internal mechanisms, their own internal ways of looking at the world. Of la 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 la. Like we already made up our minds. You're not gonna change it. I don't care. This is all like we already have an opinion, and you can continue adding water to this metaphorical bucket by all means feel free, but we already have it, and we're sticking to our guns.
Yeah, and I said this on a live stream earlier with Hogue that also they have a vested interest, I think, a lot of these publications in protecting themselves. They went all in for her
Mm,
at the beginning. The ACLU came out for her, which don't even get me started about the state of the ACLU these days. But that's,
mm,
all of these organizations came out to defend her, basically taking no evidence into consideration at a time when, yes, gender-based violence crimes needed to be looked into more, and people needed, more kind of that believe, instead of just writing them off or firing them or trying to buy them off. You know what I mean? Like people
yeah.
wanted actual justice, and that's understandable. But again, all of these news outlets went all in for Amber, and now that all of
Hmm.
this is coming out, I do think that they want to protect themselves and be like, well, we still have to believe her. We still have to do this because otherwise they're just going to be like, oh yeah, we basically just take money and run PR hit pieces.
Literally, I mean, nobody saw this coming. Like I think James, and you may agree with this, one of the reasons I believe there hasn't been such significant coverage of this case is because everybody thought it's going to flop. Johnny is going to get, Amber Heard's going to win. She's going to win a bunch of money. And I mean, and maybe that was the state of the trial until like the beginning of it was kind of on May 5th
Mm-hmm.
when Amber Heard first took the stand on my birthday, which by the way was the best birthday gift ever,
Yeah.
is to have her on the stand for the first time. But then after the week break, when they finished direct that Monday and we were there in person, I mean, my God, the world finally got to see, because it wasn't, as I understand, the UK trial was not televised and there was no cross examination, and the rules are different. Like in Canada and the UK, cross examination is still a lot of times who, what, where, when, why, and how questions. Whereas in America, you get to rip your witness a new one, and you get to the bottom of the truth, which is apparently has never been done in this case. So how can you say, and there's been this whole thing about calling Johnny a wife beater, quote unquote, from after post UK trial. And now basically that's stuck in Europe. And we had, if you remember, Elizabeth from Denmark that we spoke to, James,
Oh yes, absolutely.
she was talking about how the state of the union in Europe, it the state of the union in Europe has essentially been, oh, we believe Amber Heard, she's gonna win. Like that's it.
And that just, I mean, just real quick, that shows me how these European courts are so flawed. Things are decided by just a few judges, and all you need is that judge's opinion to be like, well, it's a victim. We're gonna go along with that. And I just love our system. I love being judged by a group of your peers who are just random people who don't know anything, because at the end of the day, I mean, if the people aren't happy, you know, they can take justice into their own hands. I mean, good things we have cops and a law and more things like that, but you know, mob rule is still, well, I don't know if it's actually that much of a big thing, but it used to be, you know. So I appreciate having your peers, you know, decide in a court of law.
Yeah. What's up, Joe?
Hey. All right, James, how you guys doing tonight?
We are doing fantastic, man. I'm so hyped. I need to sleep a lot because my plan in about 24 hours, I will have already landed in Virginia and getting in the process of getting my rental car, heading over to the courthouse to stand in line. And I'm going to spend the entire night there. I'm going to stream all night, man. I'm going to be up for like 33 hours before I get to go to bed.
I'm wondering how many battery chargers you need to keep that stream going all night. Like, how many do you take with you? 3?
Because I took 3, and then Rob had like 2 extra ones for me. We ended up burning through about 4.5 of them, I believe.
Wow.
But
yeah,
I bought this puppy right here today.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 27,000 kilowatt battery pack. This thing, if my battery is full and this thing is full, it might be okay from 1 to 7 or 1 to 8, however long we need it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward. I'm hoping to meet you. My plan. If you guys,
I'm excited.
If you guys can get me a spot, I mean, right now I'm still waiting confirmation from you or Nurse Liz or Rob. I don't know who the powers are, but I'm ready to pop on a bus and head on down to you guys, because I think I'm much.
How far away are you, Joe?
Virginia is probably the bus. I've been checking out the bus, and it's basically from Penn Station. I actually am in northern Jersey. Like, I have to go into New York City to catch a bus down, and it probably take like 4.5 hours or so. So
4.5. Yeah, dude, we don't want to waste 4.5 hours one way just to like.
You're flying in. How long is the flight for you? You're flying in. How long? Right? You said you're flying, right? I'm
flying, but I'm flying in from Canada. I'm visiting Canada right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's so this is the perfect time to do this plugin. Okay. I'm talking to every single one of you right now, chat. We need your help. We need you. This is the link, by the way. This is the link. It's in the chat right now. I'm probably going to pin it if I can. Maybe I can't do it on here. I'll have to go on YouTube, but this is the link. I'm going to pin it to the top so that you guys can see. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. All right. So this is going to get pinned. This is the sign-up sheet for line holders. We need people to help get us in. Myself, Joe, James, Scott. We have at least 4 of us for sure. We're not asking for, I mean, we could go on, and I don't want to do that. I want at least the main ones that we know. We need your help. We need somebody to stand in line for us so that we can get in and swap us out. Now, I'm already going to be there at 1 o'clock. So I just need somebody to hold a spot for me until midnight, 1 a.m. 1 a.m. I come in, I swap you out. You're free to go. I mean, you're welcome to stay. I'll promote your channel. We'll order some food, coffee, energy drinks, whatever you guys want. Nothing is off limits here. You know, when it comes to like within reason, you know, we'll get you an Uber back home if you need one. We'll get you food. We'll get you drink. I don't know if alcohol is permitted, but we'll probably get you a beer too if you're absolutely, you know, needing one or whatever. But and assuming you're over the age of 21, of course. Right. But look at this. I mean, the sheet right now, I'm looking at it. We've got 2 people. It starts at 5 p.m. We got 2 people for the 5 p.m. slot, so we need 2 more for that one. We need 1 more for the 6 o'clock. The 7 p.m. is all filled. We got 4 people for the 7 p.m. That's amazing. 3 out of 4 for the 8. Only 1 out of 4. So see, this is the issue. We have like 3-4 people for the 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, and then 9 to midnight. We have 1 person. 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4. And if those spots are lost, I don't know if we're going to be able to gain them back. And this is what we need you guys for. This is one of the reasons I'm doing this stream right now, is to get hype, get energy. will promote the shit out of your channel if you show up. You're gonna go viral in a matter of seconds. I guarantee it. This stuff that we've been doing, I just shouldn't guarantee that, but
No, I'm not guaranteeing that. But I'll tell you this:
I'm not gonna guarantee.
I will certainly do my part to pimp anyone who's going to be helping out the cause. This is part of being like, you know, the league of LawTube. Like you're sort of you know, really doing whatever you can to help LawTube out and help us get a message out to the public at large. So I will certainly, you know, help promote, you know, Sally's Cookies or whatever it is that you guys want, you know, you're asking me to promote, as a way of expressing gratitude for that work, because it's you know, it's pretty much thankless. You just feel like you're anonymous. The only people who know about it, you know, are us. And yeah, I'll definitely do what I can to help support you guys. I think I can get in there roughly by 2 a.m. I mean, if I'm gonna take an Uber from the bus station to the courthouse. And yeah, so I mean, I'm scheduled to come in at 12:30. I don't know if I'll get there by 1, but certainly by 2, I think I should be able to be there. So
okay.
Yeah.
If you want to, by the way, Joe, if you want to fill your name in, I don't know how comfortable you are doing that at this juncture, but as the night progresses, feel free, if there are slots in there, to let people know that you're going to be there, so they don't sign up for those slots. And maybe if they're able to sign up in other slots, that's what I've done. I filled my name in on all the slots because I know I'm going to be there from 1 to 6 or 1 to 7, rather. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Drop the link here in the private chat.
I got you.
So I'll just click on it now.
Here's the link. It's pinned on the thing. How do I?
In the private chat.
Private chat. Here we go.
I'll just click on it now.
Yep. All right. Let me just go through some super chats real quick. Can you break down what the hours left mean in the case? I'm not really understanding what that really looks like for both sides. So the judge, basically, in the interest of time, so that the trial does not go for like 6 or 9 months like the O.J. Simpson trial did, she just put a clock on both lawyers. They each got 61 hours, I believe. And the defense is running out a lot quicker. They're at about 8 hours. The plaintiff has 18 left at last count. Hey, greetings. Question to James. James, are you still here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey.
What is your, I think they mean profession. Are you a law student?
No, but this whole thing has really inspired me to be interested in law. It was really nice. Actually, one of Alita's legal interns reached out to me, who runs like an LSAT training course, and said, hey, you should sit down on one of my instructions if you're interested in law. So I have an economics background. My profession, I mean, I was a business analyst. I work in politics. Like, I kind of don't know what I want to do with my life, really. I've been thinking about going back to school and getting an MBA. I love international development and stuff, but now I'm thinking maybe economics with a law or something like that, because I do find it fascinating.
That's awesome. Good for you, man. Well, hopefully you'll join us as a lawyer in that capacity one day.
Thank you. Yeah, it would be awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. I like you. I like you too much, James.
I've already given him the spiel when we were sitting in line about wanting to become a lawyer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Stephanie Cornwell asks or says, I'm a fan of justice, says it. Use JusticeTube. You don't have to be an attorney. I'm a lay advocate and a huge fan of justice and less biased media. Okay. So maybe LegalTube is, again, this is all a work in progress. I literally had like 30 minutes to order t-shirts. So I was trying to do a quick poll to see what would be a good brand. And we can always change it. We're not married to it. So I'm not married to the idea.
JusticeTube is kind of hilarious because Justice League. Yeah. So like the JusticeTube.
Sorry, I'm replacing the pinned message real quick because otherwise it seems a little bit ambiguous as to what it's about. Anyway, yeah, so thank you, Stephanie. The John Beck, they expected it to flop. This is in reference to the trial in Johnny Depp's position, and need/want it to flop. I'm guessing meaning Amber Heard. This is why media ranks below used car salesmen in integrity.
It's no joke. It's so bad. It is so bad. Trust me. I would far prefer if we had media, mainstream media, just really giving out information, just passing facts along instead of constantly trying to direct the flow of ideology one way or the other. And it comes from both sides. No one should think that, this is something that is endemic to just only one side of the aisle. Both sides of the aisle basically use mainstream media as a political tool and just trying to send this message or the opposite message. And it's so stupid. Sometimes there are no saints here. Okay. And no one is purely good and no side is purely evil. But if you follow the media and you're only staying on one channel, that's what you would feel basically that the world is divided into. And that's why now the public large finally starting to wake up to this and say, you know what, let's hear actual truth, unfiltered. And sometimes the story, I might like the story, and sometimes I might not like, but I'll have my mind open to like accepting the fact that some beliefs I may go along with doesn't mean that there are flaws there, and some things I may be against doesn't mean that there isn't some possible good there. And we would have such a healthier, democratic republic if that's the way everyone looked at it, instead of choosing sides as if it's like they're choosing a sports team to root for. It's sad.
I completely agree. I completely agree.
It's funny. I just checked my Twitter, so I don't know if y'all saw, but I quote tweeted that Vogue column article with the author. And I kind of was a little sarcastic, but I just said, basically you should reach out to someone on LawTube because, this reporting is, I didn't say trash, but it is trash. And lo and behold, he has blocked me. So what a surprise.
Raven Smith guy?
Yep.
Well, suffice it to say, James, that you have been on Twitter for a grand total of what, 72 fucking hours?
Dude, yeah.
And you already have nearly triple the amount of followers he does, and he's been on Twitter for over a decade. So if that tells you anything, I think to me that speaks more volumes than just about anything else.
Yep.
By the way, I signed up for that thing that you recommended. So, and they tell me I'm getting like I unlocked 3 months of Sirius XM for free. There's all these benefits they're giving me. I got 14 meals here. I don't even know what's happening.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, but I thank you. Yeah.
There you go, Joe. All slots have been filled for 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
Wow.
Nearly all. There's one more for 6 a.m. You guys, we need the 9 to midnight block. It's completely hollow. Please, if you're available in Virginia, we need you. Matthew by the way, it's pinned. The link is pinned in the chat if you're looking for it. Matthew Self says, super chatting just to remind all these degenerates to smash the like button.
You freaking degenerates.
I love you, Matthew. Thank you so much, my man. Laura Diaz just sent a super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. Techno Gatsby, more likely scenario. Amber's team kills it in closing, or Depp's team bombs it. Would either shock you, and how will remaining time affect anything? So there's a couple of questions in there. I guess the first one is Amber team going to kill it, or Depp's team bombing it, which I think is kind of like this. It's not the same question, but it seems to be in the same direction.
I think they're asking which is more likely. Which do you think is a more likely thing to see? I'm curious about your take on that, Larry.
Who's seen the closing?
So, since I was in the courtroom, and so was James, I think we can both agree that the jury has had enough. I think Runkle has talked about it as well. So has Rob. All four of us that have been inside that courtroom, we saw what the jury's reactions have been. And the jurors' reactions so far have been very ambivalent towards Amber Heard's team at this juncture in the trial, post Amber Heard's testimony. And they were very reluctant to engage in gazes with Amber Heard during the trial.
Oh, yes.
So the closing, of course, this is what I anticipate. This is speaking from experience. In the closings, I anticipate that Amber's team, which, by the way, in Virginia, I don't know if you guys know, is it kind of like Kentucky in the sense of the defense goes first, then the plaintiff with no rebuttal closing? Or is Virginia a rebuttal closing state where defense goes first, then the plaintiff, and then you have the defense get another 5 minutes or wherever they have?
I'm not sure if it's because of the counterclaim or not, but my recollection from hearing Judge Azkarate describe the program for Friday was that defense is going to be in the middle, sandwiched by plaintiff on both sides. Now, how that time is apportioned, they'll have the same total cumulative amount of time. But basically, I think an hour and a half to 2 hours for the plaintiff, then 3 hours for the defense, and then the balance of time, an hour and a half to an hour, or an hour to an hour and a half for the plaintiff. That's my recollection from what she was saying a couple of weeks back. Don't hold me to that, but that's my best recollection of it.
Okay, so let's say it is. So let's say it's going to be plaintiff, defense, plaintiff again. Let's hypothesize that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So the defense, let's start with the defense, because I think it's the, I shouldn't say easier, but I think the more straightforward argument to analyze. Their argument is simply going to be
straightforward.
Yeah, they're going to go for the gullet. They're going to say, look, they're going to ignore all of the evidence. They have to, because the evidence does not favor their position. So what do you do when the evidence doesn't favor your position? You bullshit. You bullshit your way as quickly as possible to the meat of the issue. He is an abuser. She testified to this. She said this, he did that, he did that. And the rest is up to the jury to fill in the blank in their mind. Mm-hmm. Now, once the jury has that picture in, of course, they have to bring up the counterclaim. She suffered damages as a result of this. Hollywood ostracized her. She lost positions. We can't show you how many roles she could have potentially been cast in, but for this asshole's demeanor. And she would have been a bazillionaire if he hadn't done what he's done and used his big, man, A-list celebrity power to basically squeeze her out of position and blah, 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 blah.
She'd be Jennifer Aniston right now if not for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only, when you don't have facts and when you don't have law, you argue bullshit. You argue nonsense. Every defense lawyer knows it.
I respectfully disagree in the sense that I think they will try to argue the law. And I do want to caution you, when you're watching that closing on Friday and you're listening to the defense, I do think there were certain points that when you're hearing the defense speak that you will start feeling disconcerted, that maybe this is a powerful argument. You'll start getting angry. You'll say this is BS. And I'm telling you, this is what happens. Whichever team is batting in general, when you're hearing closing arguments, you start seeing where they're coming from, because these are professional lawyers. I think that Ronborn, they're smart if they have Ronborn do most of the closing argument, because I think he's a far more effective attorney than Elaine. Yeah. And I think that during the course of his closing, there will be times he'll be like, ooh, I didn't expect this point, or I didn't think of it that way. I have enough respect for his skills as an attorney that I think there will be moments like that. But I'm hopeful enough and confident enough in Ben Chu's team that I think that by the time they're done with rebuttal, you'll feel very confident that they're going to, because in rebuttal they'll be addressing the points that are brought up by the defense team, and I'm expecting that by the time they're done with it, you'll feel hopefully very strong confidence that there's no way the jury can walk out with anything but a verdict in favor of Depp. So. Yeah. But there will be moments that your heart. I remember even when I was watching Rittenhouse, there were moments when they were talking, when the prosecution was talking, and even though I felt so confident that Rittenhouse was going to walk free, where I was just like, oh man, I didn't think about phrasing it that way. But I'm confident. I believe in Ben Chu's team here. I think they've shown enough ability here that we should give them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to hold up. But don't be surprised if there are moments that the defense in closing looks stronger than you anticipate.
Definitely. And I think, as a layperson, I feel like they're going to go back to, the whole argument. Well, there's no proof she wrote the title, so it's not defamatory or whatever. And, there's no evidence of, I guess it's really just that. And the fact that she was punished. However, if that's what you're trying to argue, you put someone up on the stand who made all of these sexual assault allegations and violent ones. So how can you argue to a jury, well, she had nothing to do with the title? that has to do with everything she just said when she was on the witness stand. So, I mean, for some of them, especially Juror 9, who I think is all our favorite at this point, or maybe not, maybe I'm just assuming, but he's hilarious. I think him, Juror 1, Juror 2, that's not gonna fly for them whatsoever. And even Juror 6 as well. I don't know. There's a lot of them, I think.
It's a crapshoot, and anybody who's ever tried a case in their career, such as myself, I don't know, Joe, if you've ever tried any cases, sometimes you may feel that, you know, you look at the jury and you go, you know what, I am absolutely convinced I got this in the bag. The argument is solid. They're bored out of their fucking minds. Let's do this, baby. Let's get out of here. And you walk out and they come back in and they have these faces on their, they're really, really sad. That's not a good sign when the jurors look sad.
No, don't look sad. Stop looking sad. I don't want to see sad.
Why are you so sad? And then they come back and they're like, guilty, no jail time. And you're like, okay, well, I guess he's not going to jail today. I guess that's good. That's a win.
That's okay. Yeah,
I'll take it. I'll take it. But why did you vote guilty? And then you talk to them and they're like, look, we believed blah, 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 the evidence and so on and so forth. So it's a crapshoot. But from what we can gather, from the information that we can gather, it seems that the jurors are more on team Johnny Depp, just like the rest of the world. All right, let's go to the next one. Thunder Kid, here's $5 to pay for Ho to get a plane ticket. Let's raise the money for our favorite Jew. Spelled O-O.
I don't get that $5. That goes up to this guy here. That's not helping. But I appreciate the thought all the same.
Thank you, sir. Can I get a Rob homebrew? Well, that's a question for Rob. I don't know if he's going to be joining us tonight, but Janet Dick will definitely going to try and make that happen for you. Caitlin Yokoyama, thank you for your hard work, gentlemen. Well, thank you so much, Caitlin. Sandrine's Vox Services says, please bring muffins and flowers. Lily Rose's birthday on Friday. Love you guys. Merci. Thank you.
So I need to just pause and ask you about Rekida's idea of walking in there with like an
makeup kit,
an Amber style bruise on my face.
A post.
Do you think and then like I was thinking like, you know, basically around like noon or so, I'd sort of like touch my face and like pretend that I noticed there's a mark on my face and just start like wiping it off, you know, like right there. So my question is, do you think I'll get sanctioned by the court? Do you think that like I could really be like a problem if I do that?
Yes, I do. As much as I would love, and honestly, here's the bottom line. If this was like, I don't know, 100 years ago, pre-mainstream media and all that stuff, you know, the jurors used to jeer and yell and participate in the trial. Like they were part of the trial. It's only a modern invention that you have to sit there like a statue and pretend like you have no idea what's going on, or at least the best of your ability. So I'm against it personally. I think as a troll, as a professional troll, I think it is the funniest, most real, most amazing idea ever conjectured on the LawTube society. But practically speaking, it is extremely dangerous, and
I could really end up in prison for that. Like I could literally spend a night in jail for it, probably.
Held in contempt for trying to sway the jury. Yeah, introducing extraneous evidence to the jury. Yeah.
I mean, I think it probably, the question is like, I think my channel would like jump up to 200,000 like overnight, but I don't know if that's worth it having my permanent record that like
200,000. You'd be at 200 million if you do that, Joe. You're gonna break the internet. You do realize
it would
right?
It would break the internet if I walked in there with a bruise. If I started wiping a bruise off my face in the middle of the trial, that would break the internet.
Bear Kata says, thank you for what you guys are doing. Well, you're welcome, Bear Kata. Thank you for the compliment. If I were there, I would definitely stand in line for you. Unfortunately, I'm in California. That's no problem, man. We're not forcing anybody to do this. This is all volunteer basis. Thank you. Shauna Cole says, would you agree Depp's rebuttal strategy could be saving Dr. Curry or Jennifer Howell for last so they are unopposed? You want to take that one, Joe? What do you think?
So what I actually think is you need to figure out how to burn their time. Assuming Johnny Depp is on the stand, let's assume that they burn another 3 hours out of their 8 remaining on deposing Johnny. Because when they put Johnny, everyone's saying that Johnny, they're going to be calling Johnny, which is, to me, feels like a real Hail Mary strategy. Whenever you put Johnny Depp on the stand, even you put him at 1.5 speed, he still talks slowly. So that's why I'm assuming that if they put Johnny up there and they ask him more than 5 questions, it's going to take them at least 2 hours of their time going through that. And if you're and you really can save your time if you're Ben Chu and not even cross. I mean, if you want to cross, you can, just to hit a couple of points, but just save their time so that they build up this bulk of time. And then I think what I would try to do is I would try to milk the time out of this. This is a point in the trial where the clock becomes a huge factor, a massive factor. And what I'd be trying to do is burn that time out of them as much as possible. I think probably on Howell, although Howell, I think, is a deposition testimony. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Jennifer Howell's deposition testimony. But I definitely bring Curry back up there. And I would love to try and basically have them down to like 10 minutes left and have 4 or 5 hours to go with Johnny, basically telling his story and just crushing Amber and everything that she said. So I would actually try to save Johnny's rebuttal testimony for when that clock is pretty much dry for Team Amber. That's how I would approach it. I would basically have Curry say some scathing stuff up there where they feel that they need to invest a large percentage of what little time they have left in crossing her to try and knock her down a few pegs. Because when Curry gets up there, think about this. I mean, she could basically say, everything I told you 3 weeks ago about Amber Heard was on full display when she gave her testimony. We were talking about the abandonment and how upset she was that he was always leaving. And even if he leaves for 10 minutes, he's always upset. And then the histrionics, where she she doesn't have anything wrong with her back and she's crying about wearing a backless dress. She pretends, she gets hit in the face supposedly by rings over and over again without a scratch. So that doesn't seem even plausible that a person can be punched in the face over and over again and not have a literal scratch across their face. But that's the histrionics, because histrionics is over exaggeration and making it as if or her dog stepping on a beam makes her wince in pain, because that's classic histrionics. Everything about my diagnosis was only validated by the testimony that this whole courtroom saw when Amber Heard was on the stand. And that's something that, I mean, it can be lethal in basically showing how terrible and how terrible the defense's case was. And I think they're going to have to burn a couple of hours. If they spend 4 or 5 hours, we're up there, they're going to spend, Team Amber has to spend an hour or two fighting back against it. How much time they have left at that point? So I think that the clock here is going to be a huge factor. And I think that I would think they would save Depp for last, but I don't have the red well. You can't really tell for sure what anyone when you have the file there, you sort of know more about your case than anyone else does. So it's pure speculation on my part. But what are your thoughts, Larry?
It's like a game of chess, man. If you are able to put your opponent in a position where their clock is running out, especially in those classical chess games, for those of you who don't know, I am a chess nerd. I'm sorry. I make chess analogies all the time, but this time it actually works.
Yep.
When your opponent is running out of time, and let's say you have an hour on the clock and they have 20 minutes, and you can complicate it. The key is, because there are two ways of playing a chess game. You can simplify the position, trade as many pieces as possible, leave an empty board, and now you're giving them a chance because they don't have much time. And the more pieces you have on the board, the more complicated the positions are going to be, the more variations that are going to potentially be. So if you can keep the position as complicated as possible, and this is exactly what you just said, Joe, is to put witnesses on the stand that are going to start draining that clock, where they have to cross-examine, they have to counter the points that have been made on direct, they have to drain their clock. You put on the less relevant witnesses first. You front load as much garbage, but I mean usable garbage as you can, and burn their time, 7 hours, 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours. By the time they're down to like their last 45 minutes, and you're still sitting on a comfortable 10 hours or so, I mean, that's when you let it roll. And they know that they have about they either need to become like the best cross examiners. They basically need to take like Vasquez's spirit and inhale it like full breath, you know, and become, you know, be able to cover the most important points in cross examination in the course of 10 minutes on rebuttal, or they're going to suffer greatly. And that is exactly what I think Johnny Depp's team has in the works. I hope. If not, maybe they can kind of take ideas from not just us, but the playbook. You know, the playbook. We're just lawyers at the end of the day. We're attorneys. We're talking. We're analyzing this stuff. We are no special from anybody else. We have lawyers on Johnny Depp's team. I'm sure they are rehashing these exact same points without our input. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play it out. Zero Signal Zen says, I'm 1,000 miles away, can't sit in the line, but here's to the coffee and snacks fund. You're the man, bro. Thank you so much, Zero Signal Zen. Shauna Coles, again, I believe. Also, DUI guy, I live in Louisville, and you represented my BFF. Wow.
So cool.
What a small world.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for the lengths you and other law tubers are going for us with this case. Anything for you guys. Samantha Eason, I don't see how JD coming to the stand would help. What can they actually ask? Can he answer client-attorney privilege? What's happening with the jury instructions that lawyer crime person stated on Twitter? So putting Johnny Depp back on the stand, I think, like Joe already alluded to, is a double-edged sword. They could bring him back to ask him additional questions about the testimony that has come in since he left the stand, you know, post Amber Heard, post Dr. Curry, post all the video depositions of Io and Whitney and Raquel. They can ask him questions about that. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword, because now you're also running the risk of him rebolstering his own testimony and being like, well, as if you recall, and this is going to rely heavily on Johnny Depp's memory as well, if you recall, he can go back to these points and reinforce his case. They're literally potentially giving him a golden opportunity there. And most crucially, what does the quote unquote now opposing team, right? Because if you're calling Johnny Depp as your witness, what does Johnny Depp's team can do now? They can cross-examine their own witness.
Yeah. Yeah. They can really walk him through exactly what they want to get out of him. That's the beauty of it.
They can lead. They can ask leading questions, right, Joe?
Yeah. They can ask pretty much leading question after leading question. It's an interesting scenario that it's so rare to see, but because why would you want to put them in that situation where they have that advantage? But that's part of what indicates that it's a Hail Mary. Like why? I mean, they must feel as if they lost this case, and that the only way they can pull this out is if they get some sort of admission from him on the stand there, and that they're worried. I guess they're worried that Team Johnny is not going to bring him up on rebuttal. But yeah, I think it's crazy. This is gonna be a wild week, final week here. It's gonna be so entertaining. You guys, don't look away. Seriously, don't. As much as you think you've seen everything here, do not look away.
So attorney-client privilege still is going to apply. Jury instructions, I wasn't privy to that. I was too busy. Maybe some of the other law tubers have commented on it. I'm not privy to that information. And I'm not sure what you're referring to about the law crime person stating on Twitter. So sorry, I can't provide that information. Kristen, that's a cool name. If I was on the jury, I'd give the muddy middle to Amber for the 5/21/16 incident.
The muddy middle? What is that? What the heck is the muddy middle? Do you know what that means? Is that a reference that the kids today are all using, the muddy middle?
I have no idea. I'm guessing they're from a different country. James, do you have any input?
Muddy middle finger?
The muddy middle? I don't know, but
it's got to be.
I don't know.
It what now? It doesn't sound like what? Like the middle finger?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it means, but it doesn't sound good. What is the 521? Is that the in the bed incident?
That's a phone. That's a cell phone incident.
Oh, so
But the point is that's where they basically really look like they were setting up this whole hoaxing. That's what that's where Adam Waldman basically said they staged that whole thing and then called the cops down there. So
the police body cam video needs expert analyzing. Plus, Isaac corroborates the timeline. FYI, I'm team Johnny, but fair. So looking at the evidence, I can respect that, Kirsten. Shut Up, I Can Cook says, testing for coffee and food. Thank you for that. Pam Marshall, I can't sit the line, but here is something for the Coffee and Muffin Fund. Thank you so much. Shani11P, can you please go on Emily's stream on breaks, please? Probably not on the breaks. I'm going to be tweeting as quickly as I can because I can give raw information in a very rapid pace, whereas if I go live, it's a little bit more difficult to keep pace with. But I'm probably going to do my own live. I haven't done like almost any. I've always been on someone else's stream, and I think it's my time to shine. I'm going to be going live on my channel more. So every single one of you that is in the chat right now, remember, I'm going to be going live as much as I can, hopefully every evening after the trial concludes, but I can't make any promises. Tracy3 says, the court reporter from Court TV put out a tweet on the order yesterday.
It's a very complicated thing, this whole thing, that this court reporter basically was talking about whether or not the Adam Waldman statements are how attributable they are to Johnny Depp. And this was actually a lengthy discussion that LawTube was having while I was like closed down for the Sabbath. But you know, the legal implications of this order are still a little bit muddy as to whether it's an implication that the jury is gonna be led towards a conclusion that his statements are automatically attributable to him. It's a very weird thing, because one of the weaknesses in the counterclaims, one of the glaring weaknesses that many of us in LawTube have pointed to, including Larry when we were on Nick Rekieta's the other night, was how do you prove that these statements Waldman made have any connection to Johnny Depp at all? That it wasn't his own personal sentiment, and that why should that be something that is in any remote way is something that Johnny Depp should be liable for? I'm not liable. If you hire an attorney, you're not liable for anything the attorney says in a tweet, even if it's something related to your case. So why is it that Johnny should have to pay for defamed Amber instead of Adam Waldman himself defaming her? And that nexus, the link, has been the evidence to support that link has been pretty much from a legal perspective non-existent. The only evidence we have so far is Adam Waldman's own testimony, where there was basically a series of questions by Elaine trying to imply that he was that Waldman was acting on Johnny Depp's behalf, and him declining to answer, because of the attorney-client privilege. His decline to answer does not create evidence to support it. Just because that would basically be defeating the whole point to the privilege. If you say that, oh, you're not answering, that must mean it's true. That's crap. That is ridiculous. And for a jury to draw that would seem to be breaking the law for them to and breaching the sanctity of that privilege. So why would you want to put the jury in a position where they could draw that link from him asserting a privilege that should be protected and respected? So it's a very strange thing, indeed. And I still expect that when defense rests and they say we're done, which I do think is going to be Monday afternoon, I think they're going to move for motion to strike the counterclaims, and I would be surprised if this issue doesn't come up at that time. The reporter from Court TV seems to think, oh, this is done deal, and the counterclaims are not going to be knocked out based on this. And I don't know that I reach the same conclusion, but I haven't seen the text of the order. Have you seen the text of the order yourself?
No, I haven't. I've heard about it, and it's that whole legal argument. It's a legal fiction at the end of the day, if I remember correctly. When you're talking about agency, right? Who is responsible for that information being disseminated? Can it be attributed vicariously? This is a fancy legal word meaning through another person, like through a proxy, like what we're doing with line holders. You're vicariously holding a spot for me. So can Johnny Depp vicariously be responsible for someone else's statements because of their relationship to one another? That's the bottom line. And it's a very, very difficult and nuanced legal question. I don't know how much legal experience the woman from Court TV has, but I guess time will tell.
Yep, that's true.
Poppycock says, after rewatching opening arguments, my conclusion is Johnny Depp met virtually all of the promises offered. Amber's team, not so much. Does it matter? Absolutely. It goes to credibility. It goes to, have you presented the case that the jury expected to receive? It's all about making promises and opening, and those who deliver better usually have a better outcome. Kelly says, if they use Elaine in closing, they lose. Her voice is so tuned out for me now. I know the jury has tuned her out. Especially, by the way, some inside info on that Tuesday day when Elaine went back on redirect and she could not get a proper question out. Juror number 8 and juror number 6, they were both given, and 9, I believe, too. They were all just like looking at her like, come on, lady, are you kidding me? Like you're wasting our time at this point. If you can't, we're here to do a job. You're here to do a job, and we rely on you doing your job for us to do our job. And if you can't do your job properly, I'm angry because this is my time being wasted getting paid $7 an hour, $7 a day, excuse me, to sit here and listen to you babble on and on about, not being able to get a proper question out. So it's really frustrating. And I agree with you. I think if she does the closing, and especially if she starts to fumble, it is going to be even if she lays out fantastic evidence, they may tune her out just because she is who she is, and they already think about her what they think about her.
Did you see any of them laughing at all while she was? Well, because I heard the courtroom laughing. I wasn't there, but I could hear like some background noise of just people just sort of shaking their heads and like kind of holding back their laughter. So
I know juror number 6 was almost kind of like mockily, giving Elaine kind of like the yeah, you like that, kind of very subtly, but it was there. And I believe juror number 8 was not smiling, but maybe smirking because she was kind of already fed up with it. And she liked Vasquez's objections, if I remember correctly. I'll have to check my notes. And like I said, I will do a stream on it. I feel like I'm literally sitting on a gold mine, and I just have not been able to share that due to time constraints and travel and all that. Right. I'm not even joking. I know the jury has tuned her out. Nothing she says makes sense now. Yep. I agree. Super sticker. Thank you, WeCheck. Blurry Lights. I looked at your line standing sign-up sheet. There is one name signed up for every slot from Sunday at 5 p.m. until Tuesday at 2 a.m. Is that a real person? Bless them. Is that the case? I haven't really looked at it that intimately. Is that Carla person?
Yeah, I saw Carla there for a bunch of hours.
Yeah, Carla. When are you gonna? Carla is probably gonna sleep during court. God bless you, Carla Mayana. Look at this. I'm going to call her out right now. I'm going to shout her out. She comes in 5 p.m. Sunday, stays there. There she is. She stays there until 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock, 7 a.m. There she is. And then she's going to go to bed, presumably, sleep from like 8 to 4. And then she's back at 5 p.m. the next day. Wow. I'm getting all choked up just talking about it.
Unbelievable. Shout out
Carla,
to you, Carla.
You are a hero. You are an absolute champ. God bless you. I didn't even notice that. Thank you for pointing that out, Blurry Lights. Hengineer says, can you imagine during closing if it's Elaine, Camille busting out with objection unintelligible?
That was the funniest objection. It was like such a weird objection, and yet We all understood where she was coming from because I had no idea what the hell Elaine was saying at that point either. It was just this weird, convoluted question. The technical way of wording is probably objection vague, but yeah, I think unintelligible was far more spot on. So
I couldn't make out what she was saying at that point. I don't remember. I was right there and I was like, wait, what did she just say? And Vasquez probably too, only she has the power to object. So and she did. And it worked. Thank you for the super sticker, Carly. Vegan Lion, let's get Joe a plane ticket. There you go.
I wouldn't argue.
Crazy Cat Queen, James, how's your gut?
Oh, I'm actually feeling better. So I've been drinking Gatorade and stuff. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know, just a stomach flu or something.
I'm glad you're feeling better, man. We need you up on the front lines.
Yeah. Thank you.
Kate Sewell 12 says, my sister has BPD and has abused me since childhood. I am terrified of her. So I can see Whitney lying for Amber out of fear being a strong possibility. That's deep. MD, wow, thank you for the $50. Holy crap. Can't hold the line. That's okay. But here's a little something for the crew coffee fund. Thank you so much. You're feeding a lot of people. Good luck this week. Hug an alpaca. Okay, hug an alpaca for us. What happened on, was it Thursday? Did somebody bring alpacas dressed in pirate garb to Fairfax County, Virginia?
Yeah. Well, they've been a staple. They've been going pretty much every day. They usually go to the other side. Or they'll stay with, at the lawyers, like when the lawyers come in. But yeah, there's someone he brings, I guess they're like emotional support alpacas.
Right on. I dig it.
The team and stuff. But hell yeah, they've been coming for a while now.
Okay, I completely missed them. I've heard about them, and then somebody was talking about alpacas, and I was like, all right, okay, so there are alpacas on the premises dressed in pirate garb.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Can't say no to that. Right on. The John Beck, anyone trying to choose a career, jocrf.org. I didn't like my software job, took this. It said I was suited for it, sidestepped into database development. Love it. Please insist on taking halves of tests on different days. Thank you for that input, the John Beck.
Thank you.
Goofyfoot. Was it ever stated how many of Amber Heard's freeloading turd wranglers were living on Johnny Depp's properties? We counted at least, 5 just the day that I was there.
So you got Rocky and her boyfriend Josh. Then you got Io, and you got that weirdo chick who stopped by for a couple of weeks. Who else do we have besides that? I mean, Isaac, I wouldn't count as part of a freeloader because he actually seemed to express genuine gratitude. Like he was a real friend to Johnny. I count. So that's 4. I count. Was there? Am I missing anyone?
Wasn't Raquel one of them? Because she
alleged.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, that is
Rocky. I'm called Rocky Pennington and her fiance later, currently ex-husband, Josh Drew, and then Io, and then weird elf woman, who has her, I don't know, therapy, sex advice thing or whatever.
Okay, so at least 4. At least 4.
Yeah, at least 4. Right.
Whitney.
The 5th...
Everyone's saying Whitney.
Oh yeah, that's true. Whitney was there also. Yeah, so that's 5.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
I don't know. I was literally guesstimating. Thoughts on women's... Oh yeah, I tweeted about this. Thoughts on women's domestic violence support group Mission NGO coming out in support for Depp. That was unexpected. I mean, I can't even say I saw it coming because I didn't. But I will say that it shows the depth of how deep this case is cutting in the direction that I think Amber Heard, when she not filed the lawsuit, excuse me, she's the one being sued. But when she actually, this trial started, especially post the UK fallout, I don't think she saw any of this coming. I mean, to have a women's domestic violence support group to support this alleged quote unquote abuser, I mean, speaks everything, absolutely everything. This is a group that helps battered women, women that are victims in domestic abuse cases, that help them through heal from the trauma, heal from the pain, the mental, the emotional, the physical pain, and they're in support of Johnny Depp. I mean, that's just huge.
Yeah.
That is absolutely huge.
It really is, and it just shows how this case has crossed political lines. And I think I think you know what, it's a wise move, because a women's DV is a very, very serious issue, and so much was invested into supporting Amber's claims, and now that they're coming to light, I think it probably is demoralizing for a lot of women who may be genuinely suffering from DV. And I applaud this mission coming forward and basically saying, distancing themselves from Amber and saying, and because it gives them an opportunity to give the message that, yeah, unfortunately, some women take advantage of it, but since there's so many women out there who are genuinely suffering, don't think that Amber is in any way representative of what the common situation is. That when a woman does come forward, far more often than not, she's telling the truth. But that doesn't mean believe all women. But certainly, I think that there is an invaluable service that Me Too created in encouraging women who are actually suffering from domestic violence to come forward. And unfortunately, some narcissistic, self-involved people like Amber Heard have tried to take advantage of that situation. And it's a beautiful thing to see her get her comeuppance. So good job, mission. Indeed.
Yeah. And to your point, it's absolutely true, because I've met several women who have come to the audience who are not Johnny Depp fans. They're not particularly interested in this, but they're domestic abuse survivors or domestic violence survivors. And they just feel so strongly about this because they've seen what she said. They've seen different evidence, and it really bothers them that someone, well, in what they view, someone would be making it up, or they seem like, from what I've talked to them, it is very inconsistent with their personal experiences. And one woman actually had to leave several times during Amber's testimony, and like she left crying to the bathroom and stuff because she's, So I think that's definitely true.
Wow.
Who experience it, see this, and it bothers them.
I got to fly, Larry, but because I've got after you guys wrap up over here, and trust me, stay with this guy because he's dropping facts. He's there in the courtroom. But after he wraps up over here, I expect to be streaming still at that point. So I know you want to stop on by it. I appreciate that. But I really enjoyed hanging out here with you.
I appreciate it, Joe. Thank you for stopping by. And I will, since I've never done this before, I'm going to have to figure out on the fly. But you send me the link. I have the link.
If you go into, if you want to spend 30 seconds, I can walk you through it right now.
Do it. Let's. All right. Yeah.
So if you go into your YouTube studio and you click on this video.
Doing it right now.
And then you have the little signal thing, like the sun with the signal thing on it.
The sun with the signal
What's it
thing
called?
on it.
Let me check what it's called. I'll pull on mine. Let me go into my thing. Give me 2 seconds here. So when I go into my studio, your channel, go into manage videos. Now click on go the live video that's happening now. Come on, go faster. So if you you have to go to live, and you'll see this thing there in your content. And then you click on the when you click on it, you go to, if you go straight into, what's it called, the stream info.
Stream info.
Okay, go in. If you click on details.
Yeah, I'm there.
All right. Now, right below on the left-hand side, you'll see right below the little crayon, there's a little thing that says customization.
Customization. Yeah, I see that.
That's what it is. So if you scroll down, you see where it says redirect ad.
Redirect ad.
Now you're going to add that link that I sent you on Twitter in the other channel section.
I'm going to add that link that you sent into the other channel section. Not right now, but when I'm ready.
No, do it now. It won't go right away. It won't go. Oh. It'll pop at the end of your stream. When you close down, it'll just pop in the thing. It redirects after it ends.
That is awesome. Okay,
now you click on it, click save.
I got it.
You click on it, click save, and boom. And now at the end of your stream, they'll all be redirected over to me.
It says no matching results though. Please try again.
Well, that's because YouTube sucks.
Yeah, apparently.
I gave you specific approvals, so it should be there, but that means it's probably not going to work. But
Maybe because it's not live yet.
oh, maybe that could be.
So once you go live, I'm going to try it again. So
all right, but now you know how to do it. Take care, brother.
Thanks for joining. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you. I really enjoy this.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll meet you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
In the flesh. So
go.
That was awesome. That was Joe Logic, by the way. Go follow him, subscribe to him on YouTube. He's got a channel. We're gonna do that later. So once I end the stream, you're more than welcome to go and listen to Joe. But let's get back into some more of these super chats. Fill you guys in on some of the inner secrets of the jury that both James and I actually were there privy to on Tuesday. James, it might be an interesting idea to kind of do a stream together when I talk about that day finally, right? Next week or something. We'll find a day when neither of us is too exhausted, or maybe even after. I don't know, but we got to do it before the jury deliberates, because after that,
we should do the stream right after, right after court and stuff, and go over
something like that. Yeah, because we're sitting on a gold mine of information that we can't wait to share with the world, and I've just been waiting for the right opportunity. So we're definitely going to get there very, very, very soon. All right, so let me start a few more of these super chats. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm doing some housekeeping items here. Make sure I don't lose any of your questions. We have like 50. I've never had this many super chats in my entire life.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pathfinder, for the super sticker. Christine Morse asks, if the jury finds that Amber Heard was not a victim of sexual violence, I guess is SV, then is it a given that they would find defamation in her writing of the op-ed? Possibly. If it would stand to reason, because she wrote an article alleging it was Johnny Depp. Now she's backtracking on her testimony. No, I was talking about somebody else that was not Johnny Depp. Is it a guarantee that they would find defamation and fine for Johnny? No. They still have the burden of showing that she acted with actual malice, and maybe they find that she wasn't a victim, but they can be like, look, we believe that you believe to have been a victim of domestic violence. So even though we don't believe you, we believe that you were. Try saying that 10 times. So anything is possible. Absolutely anything is possible. Marlena K8 says, do you think it was a mistake Johnny Depp didn't get evaluated for the mental, emotional, and physical abuse he suffered? You can see how it has affected him. I don't think it rises to the level of a mistake. I mean, maybe they could have done a better job, but here's the bottom line. You have so many factors in this trial. It is sometimes, it's 100% of the time, going to be almost impossible to cover every possible ground and what can make and break a case. I mean, you have your central facts that they've been trying to hit this entire trial. They have been hitting them this entire trial, and just adding more fuel to the fire. And what is considered to be, I mean, sometimes jurors look at tangential facts that you're thinking, you're just brushing across saying, look, I don't think they're going to spend a lot of time. And then lo and behold, otherwise, obviously without your knowledge, but the jury ends up talking about what seemed to you to be completely irrelevant point for like 2 hours, so anything is possible.
And I think the evidence speaks for itself. You know what I mean? I mean, you have recordings of her admitting to hitting him and different things like that. So as much as the mental, they could go through and say, well, look, he does have this, look, this is how he behaves, because of that. I mean, I don't know if it's, Amber's team's the one that has to go through all that, because she has no evidence of the actual abuse, so she has to say, well, I told my therapist and now I have PTSD and all of these things. So I agree. I'm not sure. Although they do have 18 hours left. So
yeah, very true. I just want to once again remind everybody the link to the line sitter sign up list is pinned to this chat. Also, don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel. But more importantly, we need line sitters, you guys. And thank you, everybody who has already signed up. We still need just a few more people, and we will be absolutely golden, at least for tomorrow. Primarily, we need the 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. slots filled up a little bit. We just need like a few more people for tomorrow, and the rest will be history. We'll worry about the rest later. You guys are awesome. Every single one of you that has signed up so far. We're going to get you free food. We're going to get you free coffee, free drinks. We're going to promote your channel. If you have one and you want to be promoted, we will do all of that for you absolutely free of charge. Jeff Kane says, Amber's Pinocchio nose is getting so long. She is, quote unquote, impaling herself on it in court. I don't disagree, Jeff.
That one moment last week where she said, I've never hit Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, what? But we have recordings of you admitting it. You've never hit him? You said it yourself. It's just the contradiction she's making herself cannot help, in my opinion.
Yeah. Cheeky C says, I've been unsubscribed twice now from your channel. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry to hear that, Cheeky C. That has nothing to do with me. That maybe YouTube or something else in the algorithm. Check your subscriptions. If you're not subscribed to my channel and you have subscribed previously, that is a known issue. Make sure that you are still subscribed. So, and it's not just my channel. A lot of other channels have been suffering from it. Make sure you're still subscribed. If YouTube voluntarily, they voluntarily, involuntarily unsubscribed you, go ahead and resubscribe to make sure you receive our content. The licensed guru says, not sure what world Amber will have to create in her head to live with the image she's created. I agree. It's going to be a very different world from her when she walks out of that courtroom. Grimm's Bar says, Vampire Gambit meta. Okay. Rock and roll. Atlas Shrugged. What a great name. Hey, DUI guy. Recollections Law expanded our understanding. Joe, you talk a lot, but bet we love you. And Joe is not even here to defend himself. Oh, what a shame. Oh, he would have probably tried to rip you a new one, Atlas. So you're lucky. You're lucky that he left before I read your super chat. But I'm sure he appreciates your love for him. Travis Hawkins says, y'all should be called the Just Us Legal. So it's like a play on the word justice, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Keep up the great work, team. Loving your content from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. #Amber Turd. I did receive an email, by the way. Somebody who does not have social media says, apologies for bothering you. This is not a super chat. I'm just going to take this off for a second. Apologies for bothering you via email, but I don't do social media. Please try Googling LegalTube before you decide to make t-shirts or use this term. If people Google LegalTube, the results are not good. It is all about porn, and especially just legal porn. Not a good look for you, I'm sure. Anyway, just trying to help. That's interesting to know. Best of luck. Really enjoying your coverage of the Depp case. And I'm not going to read their name for privacy purposes. Okay. Was definitely not expecting that when I read that email.
No, I don't see.
Can anybody confirm or deny if that statement is accurate? Because I did not do much research at all. Like I said, I was in a time crunch. It's just for one day. Oh, and by the way, I completely forgot to say, I'm bringing t-shirts with me, you guys.
Nice.
I started the stream with that. We are going to have t-shirts that say "What if anything" on the front and LegalTube on the back. So no references to porn, by the way, for the record. Just making sure we're on the same page. And the first 25 people, you can't wear them in court. You cannot wear them in court. But the first 25 people who are going to be in line, and especially our line holders, are always going to be prioritized. Our line holders are 100% guaranteed getting a t-shirt, and then whatever we have left over, we're going to give out to the crowd that want to get one. All right. Carlos Chavez says, just got here, so you might have touched on it already. Do you think Kate Moss will be in the rebuttal? Oh, JD lawyer fist pumped when turd mentioned her. Yes, I remember that moment. He literally turned around and was like, yes, we got it. I remember that moment. It was captured on video and for the world to see. I think they have something in the works. I don't know what it is. Obviously, they wanted to hear it. Obviously, they're prepared for it. Obviously, they needed it to be said in order for them to utilize it to maximum effectiveness. The only question is, what is it? Are they actually calling her in the flesh on rebuttal? Maybe, maybe not. Time will tell, but it's a very likely possibility. Mike Stanmore, thanks for the super chat. April Baker says Dr. Curry also said Amber mimics behavior. With Dr. Curry, her answers were very clear, very precise, correct or not correct, and Amber mimicked it in cross.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought the entire testimony. I had everything Curry said in the back of my mind. You know, every time she would talk about one of her experiences with Johnny, and she would use these words like, it was magical, it was, you know, all of these things. I was like, yep, Dr. Curry said they use flowery language. Dr. Curry says she exaggerates. Dr. Curry said, you know, all these things. And that's exactly what I was thinking as she, you know, as she testified. I can't imagine the jury is not thinking the same thing.
I agree. I've noticed a pattern in her behavior that she likes, not only is she constantly scanning the room, but if you watch her demeanor on May 5th before the break and how abrasive and confrontational she was, it hasn't changed much, but there is most definitely a change in tonality when she came back that Monday. May 16th, 11 days later, she was a lot softer. She was a lot more cohesive, trying to be relatable.
She did the whole Jodi Arias thing where she came in like all, you know, like, oh, look at me, I'm very, you know, I got my hair pulled back, you know, the sweater dress thing.
What an analogy. What an analogy, James. I love it. Yeah, it's frightening to watch. It's frightening to watch from the sidelines, and we're all praying and hoping that the jurors are seeing what we're all seeing, because you never know. You never know what's going on through their minds. Rhonda Ernst, thank you for the generous donation. Why isn't anyone pointing out if Johnny beat a phone into the wall? Why was there zero damage to the rest of his hand? Great point. We were all asking ourselves the same question. There are pictures of his hand in the hospital. It's driving me mad. Yeah, there's lots of allegations here where you're like, where are the photos? Show us the beef. Where's the beef? And the Amber's response to that is, well, my lawyers have the beef. It's not my job. So you want to tell us that the smoking gun evidence, they're just choosing, you know what? We don't need to show that.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm sorry, we chose to show this photo of you with a bruise on your arm instead of all the cuts and bruises and smashed face, because we thought that would be better evidence. It's just unreal, the fact that she can even, I mean, I'm sure that caused issues with her lawyers behind the scenes. I can't imagine. I think the next day might have been the day that her and Elaine sat apart and there was that empty seat in between them. I don't know.
Yeah. Evie Warner. Where does Court TV get their info that Johnny is for sure being called? I don't know. I think it's mostly speculation. They're like a glorified TMZ at this point with court privileges.
Shanley did tweet it, though, as it was confirmed.
She tweeted it as it's confirmed, like 100%.
She said,
Johnny, I don't follow her, To me, anything that they write, sorry to interrupt, James, but like to me personally, anything that they write is basically like a glorified TMZ at this point. It's court tabloids, really. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't know that. I haven't really been following their reporting, so they're not totally accurate most of the time then.
So I think when I see it, I hate speculation, because in this, a lot of these like court reporters and stuff, they love, in order to gain viewership, to gain attention, to have people read their articles, watch their videos, whatever, they over exaggerate, they speculate. It's such a dirty playing field. As an attorney, I'm used to facts. We like facts. We like statements of facts, factual evidence. I'm literally sitting watching this trial, people asking me questions, and I'm like, yeah, it's possible, sure, but I'm not going to go running around like, yes, this is going to happen, just wait, and when it happens, go, see, I was right, I told you. And then when I'm wrong, I'm like, nah, it could have gone the other way. Why? It's just empty hype. It doesn't make any sense. I don't like being in that playing field. Like I said, I'm going to stick to the facts, and hopefully when this trial is over, people are going to have a different opinion about what trial reporting coverage is and what it isn't. Because when it comes to court, I'd like to consider the LawTube community, Nick and Joe and Hogue and Legal Bites and Emily D. Baker, myself, Runkle and Rob, and all the newcomers and the old comers on the LawTube community. We are trying to report as unbiasedly and reasonably as we can. Now, obviously, some of us have already shown our hand, like myself and a few others, which team we're on. Clearly, some are still being skeptical. Very few of us remain in the skeptical camp. But the bottom line is, court speculation does not belong in court, to the point where we even have an objection. And Vasquez uttered it many, many times when Elaine tried to step over the line where she belongs. Speculation, objection calls for speculation. And I'm literally, if I were to sum up this whole trial about how it's been popularized by mainstream media, is objection, speculation. You're speculating about what's going to happen. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Mo says, could Depp be entered in as an expert actor witness and show how she was acting badly on the stand? No, although that would be pretty funny. And I would use someone other than Depp, obviously, since he is a party to the case.
Didn't her own acting coach already confirm this? I mean, that was so funny when she is like, yeah, she can't really cry. I'm like, you just said that? I can't believe you just said that in court after we all watched her not cry. Oh, so you're just confirming that she's acting and she's a terrible actress. I can't believe that happened. That was rich. Yeah.
2 birds, 1 stone, James. Have you seen at Chanley Court TV leak tweets about Friday's schedule? Hogue reviewed it in video. Johnny Depp closing, Amber Heard rebuttal, JD rebuttal, AH argument counterclaim. Oh, okay. So I was asking about it earlier, and Joe basically gave me the answer. So JD goes first, Amber Heard rebuts, JD rebuts in closing, and then Amber Heard gets a chance to argue her counterclaim. Okay, that makes sense, because they have a counterclaim. Oh, you know what? I just came up with another theory, since this is all new information to me. Is it possible, and James, feel free to chime in on this, is it possible that the Amber Heard team decided, you know what, we need an extravagant counterclaim, because if we do anything short of extravagant, people are going to be raising eyebrows, and they're going to be raising eyebrows to that anyway, but whatever, who cares, just so that we get the final word.
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, they need anything. So having that final word will make, I don't know if it'll make a difference, but at least, it leaves them on the last note. So at least, I don't know, what kind of counterclaims I mean, and they've already had the counterclaims, but what argument could they make that I don't know.
I think that they're, as a defense lawyer should, they're just trying anything and everything, and whatever sticks, that's what's going to stick.
Yeah.
So, Thomas, here we go. The definition of the muddy middle. The muddy middle means that it isn't clear who's telling the truth or prove their case. Legal Bites has said Amber wins the muddy middle a lot. Okay. Thank you for that. Teresa Feeney says, I'm a new subscriber here and wanted to thank you for all you do, especially for the live courtroom coverage on Emily's channel. You're welcome. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I will do so. Fierce Witchin, can't wait to see you, Rob, Runkle, Joe, and James back in the courtroom.
We'll be there.
You're the man. Oana Sparklin, can JD be called 2-1 by Amber Heard and again for rebuttal? One, I think it's backwards. Can JD be called yes by Amber Heard and again on rebuttal? Also yes. I mean, he's a witness subject to recall throughout the entire trial. There are no limits to how many times. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. There are limits to how many times he can be called. Can he be called for both? Yes. ADRM says, how the hell did those lawyers even get this case? That is the question. I agree. E.G. Johnson, thank you for all the analysis you do in court and out. I'm a recently retired Army trial lawyer. I can't stand Elaine. Good for you, man. I'm assuming you were JAG. It's a great place to be. Kiralee 501, Amber Heard obsessed with Johnny Depp eye contact, wants Elaine to ask Johnny Depp. Maybe. Holden McGrowan, if JD wins, will he be able to perform Used to Love Her? Thank you for all that you do. I'm guessing that's a song of his.
I don't know. But
I don't know either.
It's fitting, the name. I mean, I feel bad for him, kind of like I think he had his marriage with his children and that ended. We don't know the details of that, but that's got to be hard. And then, someone in their 50s or 60s meets someone for that many years. They probably thought, he would be with her, for a while after that. Now, all of this, I feel bad for, I gotta be honest. I do feel bad for both of them. In general, yes. I feel bad for him as well, especially, you think you found someone you love and then it turned out to be a toxic nightmare. So.
Do you remember how he started his direct examination talking about the boot story? Do you remember the boot story?
Yeah, she would take him off every day. I mean,
yeah,
that must have made him feel special. You know what I mean? Someone does that for you. And I'm sure that was just one instance of a multitude of things that she would do. You know what I mean? To be overly like.
That's just something that stuck with him. That's something that he remembered because it was so unusual. Do you remember like the look on his face? He was like, no one has ever done that to me before.
Yeah.
Like that was amazing. That's such a good feeling. Like I'm coming home, I'm leaning in the armchair until the one day where he takes him off because she was busy and she storms in like, excuse me, this is my job. What the hell are you doing? I mean, it paints a visual. It paints a visual of what was going on in that relationship, even that early on,
Definitely. And as he said, those were the warning signs. And I just, that must have been so hard after you're with someone that long. And then it starts, oh gosh, yeah, it's tough.
I cannot imagine, man. Wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy is a relationship like the one he had with Amber Heard, Johnny Depp with Amber Heard. David A. Hamilton, could calling Depp and asking about privileged information be like the Rittenhouse Fifth Amendment issue, create a mistrial? I mean, it depends on how they're phrased, number one, because if the defense calls Johnny Depp to the stand, they can only ask who, what, where, when, why, and how questions on direct examination because he basically becomes technically kind of their witness at that point. They already had an opportunity to ask leading questions when he was when he was on the stand called by Chu's team. So asking privileged info is just going to be objection after objection after objection, and I don't think it's really going to create any mistrial issues. Or who knows? At this point, they're going to try everything. They're literally going to try everything in the book. There's no question. Kirsten Novinsky says, if Depp's team tries to run down Heard's clock and Heard's team is aware enough to save time, not cross much, what do you see playing out? It's going to be a very interesting chess game. It's going to be a very interesting chess game. At that point, it really becomes a battle of the wits and a very, very, very fierce battle of legal minds. No question. Pathfinder T says, thank you and Joe for putting some great content out on Saturday night. You're welcome. Far more educational than watching police chases and road rage videos on YouTube. Is that what you've been doing, Pathfinder? Good luck next week, and we'll be watching. What's that, James?
I do love some police chase and road rage videos.
Oh man, those are so good. It's like, it's my trash TV, man.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just trying to capture all of these super chats. We're probably not gonna be able to get through all of them tonight, but I'm gonna try as many as I can. At one point, we may have to start kind of flying through them, but keep them coming, you guys. I'm hoping to. I need to learn how to turn them off, by the way, as well. That's on my to-do list. Do you know how to do that, James?
I don't. I'm sorry. I've never even streamed before.
Oh, you will by the time this trial is over. Believe you me.
All right, sounds good. I gotta get it the setup right, but it seems fun, not gonna lie.
Joe Pancakes, well, it's not just fun, it's informative for the public, because we have details on the inner workings of the trial that nobody else has.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe Pancakes asks if I saw the shirt you tagged us all on Twitter in. Where would it have been? If it was on the when I was asking the question on what would you like better, I'll have to go back and look. There were a lot of new comments recently, so I try to capture as many as I could, but it's not easy. It's not easy. Twitter is a crazy place, isn't it, James?
It is wild. Yeah, Twitter is next level. I mean, I was always just a regular random account on Twitter, so now having messages and seeing all these tweets and being tagged in things, it's awesome. But it's, as I said before, it's a whirlwind. It definitely is.
It moves very fast.
It does.
Caitlin Yokoyama, thank you again. What would your last statement be if you were doing Johnny Depp or Amber Heard close? Ooh, you're gonna put me on the spot like that, Caitlin? Come on. I'm seriously gonna have to think deeply on that. And 1 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday when I'm craving sleep is definitely not the time for that. But remind me, I will try to come back to that as we inch closer to closings. But it's a fantastic question. Probably the best question I've gotten all night. I'm just not mentally prepared to answer that. I'm sorry. Is it hard to sit in the gallery and not yell objection? Yes. Very, very, very difficult. Even for non-lawyers, James?
Yeah, even for me now. I mean, and I probably wouldn't be right all the time, but after watching like Camille and other ones, there's a lot of times where I'm like, no, that's an objection. Like that's, that should be. And also I love to watch the judge. So I've noticed is that she will make facial expressions when she knows that something they're doing should be objected to. And I've seen her on occasion, like actually like make like faces and like tap her face and do that, and then Camille will or someone else will be like objection, and she'll nod like, okay, you got it, like, you know what I mean? So it's interesting to see her handle all of this as well. And yeah.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot, you guys. There will be merch available in the store on my YouTube channel. I'm going to update it probably as soon as I'm done. As soon as I'm done streaming. So just be on the lookout for that, and hopefully you all can have some fun with some good merch. When Theriot asks, "Hey fellows, love what you're doing. Do you guys have any time for y'all's regular jobs? LOL." Well, I'm very, very lucky and blessed to have built a phenomenal team. Stephanie, Tracy, Evan, and Chris. Shout out to my team. They're holding down the fort while their main man is out and about creating havoc. So shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. They're my team. They're my homeboys and girls. They're holding down the fort while I'm gone. So I still do have a job. They're covering pretty much most of my duties. Anything that they can't cover, I do remotely while I'm gone. Maha of Dubai says, "Can they subpoena a laptop? Because her search history will show she's Googled PTSD symptoms, Rihanna interview after DV incident, how to create believable bruises, how to appear human." You still have to prove that it's her laptop and her search history, and that was her on the computer at the time that was searched. Very, very, very difficult to do in evidence unless her camera was on or something at the time. I can't see that happening. Taylor Gregoire says, "Can't be in line since I'm in Delaware, but I hope this can help with the food fund. Thank you so much." The alpacas are for Johnny because he wouldn't return to Disney for 1 million alpacas and obviously pirates, says Aaron. Runkle rides an attack alpaca, says David. Stephanie Cornwell, I'm just going to fly through as many of these as I can before I sign off. Stephanie Cornwell, I was 11 days jury deadliest catch trial. Keep wondering if I showed reactions during the trial. I did get interviews after. Think this jury will talk. I hope so. I really hope so. What the hell is Amber Heard's team doing? I'm an obnoxious lefty DSA member, and Amber Heard's witnesses got me to feel bad for multi-millionaire celeb Johnny Depp. Nobody's immune to life.
Well, it sounds like Ian's not the right-wing extremist that Vox would like to paint all of us as.
Right? Flower One, Io used JD's 16-year-old daughter in an ad promoting LGBTQ without either parent knowing. What's that, James?
This was egregious, this whole thing, completely.
When it came out, even Lily Rose was surprised and disturbed. Yeah. Blake Allen, hey, I can't hold line spotters because of job, but I do live near the courthouse. Would love to take care of dinner for you after court on Monday. Can I show you a local spot? Absolutely, Blake. Swing on by after court. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text, whatever. Mr. RN, Court TV says Johnny Depp will be called Monday. Thoughts?
Thoughts.
I know, spelled THOTS. Maybe. Again, I don't want to engage in speculation. Let's wait and see. Luck Dragon Lair. Belief. Amber Heard claimed domestic violence to protect ego when Johnny Depp left. Got caught up in the afternoon. Caught up in the, goes to show how tired my brain is. I just wrote attention as, I read attention as afternoon. Got caught up in the attention, validation, got greedy, need another fix, and got burned. Not unreasonable. Not an unreasonable THOT thought. Abby Progressive question: will the jury believe Jay Howells? Can Amber's team object to hearsay? And yes, she is testifying next week, according to reports. Kudos to you, DUI guy. I don't know. We'll still need more information. Can they object to hearsay? Possibly. It all depends. And thanks for the kudos. Emiliano Santisteban. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Can you please talk about why Johnny lists the case. Oh, lost the case in the UK, and why his chances to win this case are improved in Virginia. I think it really boils down to Amber Heard being forced to testify, and we getting a chance to hear the cross examination for the first time, getting to the bottom of Amber Heard's allegations, which did not happen in the lawsuit against the Sun. The UK rules of evidence are much different than the United States. Jane Woman Power says, DV survivor here. Heard has diminished. #MeToo.
Mm.
First off, I'm very sorry to hear that you are a survivor of domestic violence, Jane. And secondly, I don't disagree. She really has diminished it. Lightheart Gaming says, has anyone told Vasquez and company that in the ice cream photo video exhibit that there is a bruised kid in the picture in plain sight? I found that hilarious. Again, is the jury going to notice it is the question. I mean, you said it yourself. It's exhibit 1094. Are they going to sift through every single exhibit like we are? Tens of thousands of people looking at the same photo, one person finding it. It's a very difficult job, very different job for the jury.
I would love, just real quick, I know you're trying to get these quickly, but I would
Please.
love if they did that and they show the photo, and maybe if Amber Heard, or no, she's not going back. But I mean, I would have loved Camille to literally have that and be like, is this the one in that photo? Like, is this the, like, and then look at the back and be like, is this a bruise kit? What is this for? Or like, I mean, I just think that would be, it's such a good point. Like, it's in the photo. It's in the freaking photo. And then she also said it, that Freudian slip, when she said bruise kit, but it's like, I actually watched a really great TikTok about it where a girl who does like, I guess performing arts makeup shows the same bruise kit and was like, and actually does it and was like, is this what you meant, Amber? It's funny.
I've seen parts of that one. I haven't watched it fully, but I know what you're talking about. Maggie, Luddington. Does James have career goals of becoming a lawyer, or is he already? His jury analysis is top tier. You heard it here first, James. And he already answered that, I believe, right? Or is there something you want to add to that, James?
No, just possibly. I'm not a lawyer yet, but I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you for the
compliment.
Yes. Sorry, it's late too for me.
Well, we're going to go just a few more minutes here. James, were you able to see the jury during Whitney's testimony? Asks Shauna.
Yeah. I mean, I think Whitney was different. They looked at her as like a sister. I think a lot of the emotion was real with Whitney. She was able to, obviously she's been traumatized by her father as a kid, and maybe she's been through other things. I think she was able to channel that, which was, perceived by the jury. Again, you have those 2 or 3, especially juror 9, who just, he makes kind of those faces like, is this real? Like, is this a real story? But I think that's hard. I think, she's going to be one of those witnesses where it's like, it's her sister. Is she really credible or is she not credible?
Right.
But some of them wear those masks. It's so hard. I'd love for them to take those masks off so I can see what they're thinking.
Didn't you say, was it the other day, that juror number 1 had their mask on for most of it and then
yeah, and then put it back on, or he took it off and then put it back on.
He took it off. Yeah. Did you get to see? And you said their face was nothing like you expected,
yes.
Right?
So you know who I'm talking about. He has a very thin, narrow nose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's quite, I mean, I don't want to say big, but it's just a long, it's like, it's bigger than my nose. I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, I don't want to say anything disparaging about his appearance. That's not what I mean. I didn't expect it to be, yeah.
I understand, James. You can stop now. I'm just kidding. I know exactly what you mean. Thank you, Rozrez, for the dono, the super sticker. NBGS TV. Did you hear the nonsense Adam Carolla and Bill Maher said about people lining up? Like, you're all welfare slackers. Shaking my head. All right, sure. Adam Carolla has talked about James and I. Bill Maher has talked about James and I. That's freaking awesome.
That is awesome. I think we need to get on and clear the air about us being welfare slackers.
Wait,
Don't-
you're not a welfare slacker? Oh shoot, I'm in the wrong category then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, this is the career. You just get money and then go around to different court cases.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm a professional court line sitterer now. That's my new job. I'm gonna sell my business and become a line sitter.
Well, I don't know if you heard that rumor that people were selling the spots in the line for $30,000. I was like, please tell me. I will pay, like, if you want to give me $30,000 for a seat in line, you can have it. So I just thought that was the most hilarious fake news story ever.
The biggest amount I saw people actually offer was 500. That was that first night I was there, Monday. They started at 200, and they needed two, so they had $1,000. They started at 200. Nobody agreed. Then I heard they went to 250. Then I heard 300. I think they jumped to 4. Maybe it was 350 at some point because they left. I didn't see them. I was all the way in the back. I was number 91 on that first day. And then they came back, and I heard them say like 450, and somebody said like, if you go to 500, I'll consider it or something like that. And then they said, okay, 500, meaning they were willing to give $1,000 for 2 seats.
Wow.
And this kid sitting next to me like actually got up because he didn't hear that, and his buddy, I think it was Bryce, telling Ron, going, hey man, they just offer, like, what did they offer? 500. And his girlfriend was there, Ron's girlfriend. I think he was dating Sophia. She was right there too. She's the one that came up with the Justice for the Line hashtag, by the way. I think that was his girlfriend. Anyway, so he came up to the 2 girls and was like, did you seriously offer $500 per ticket for 2 tickets? And they backed out. They're like, no, we're done. I already came to terms. I'm not getting a seat. And he's like, he was very disappointed. And I asked him, I was like, dude, were you seriously going to relinquish your seat to those 2 women? And he goes, it's $1,000, dude. The kid's young. He's like 21, 22, 20. I don't know. He's like super young. So to him, $1,000 just for having sat there for like 3 hours so far. Okay, so he misses the trial, but he's $1,000 richer. To him, he's like, that's more money for my girlfriend and I that we can use. I don't blame him. I was like, okay, he was gonna do it, but they backed out, so it ended up not happening.
Well, next week, if anyone wants to show up with $15,000 cash on Monday or Friday, I will consider it.
All right, so James has a number. James' number is $15,000. If anybody asks me, I don't think I have a number. Maybe $100,000. That would probably be my number.
Wow. Okay.
But I'm itching to be inside that courtroom. It's going to be very difficult for me to. Well, somebody said watch it on YouTube. Watch it on YouTube. It's not the same. It's not the same. You'll get to see the jury. Yeah. Sam Lightsey Jr. says, kicking in for a good cause. Enjoy your insights and coverage. I appreciate that. It's a mother of healers. Who do you think Johnny will call for rebuttal? So it's definitely a question. Are they going to recall some of the witnesses, or are they going to call brand new witnesses, which I cannot really predict. I mean, what I want to see happen is, as much as they possibly can, to find witnesses to corroborate Johnny's story more and discredit Amber's story more. So whoever they need to call in order to make that happen, obviously, that is going to be the name of the game. Prediction: Team Amber Heard will go full emotion, misogyny, patriarchy. Harder to rebut for Team Johnny Depp. Played well, it can be successful. The ignore facts tactic. Exactly. This is what I was talking about the entire stream in the beginning, is that when you don't have facts, you just argue bullshit. Anna P., thank you for the generous dono. Love the coverage LT has been providing. I'm sorry, who is Legal Bites? No, who's LT?
Maybe
LB?
LawTube.
Oh, LawTube, the collective. Thank you, James. LawTube has been providing Beat's mainstream media coverage and the tabloid coverage. This allows us to learn as we go along. Question: does evidence submitted during a rebuttal have to be approved by the opposing side or the judge? How does this portion work? Basically, they can't. So putting on your case is over. You cannot put on a brand new witness who is just going to bring in brand new evidence to support your claim. That part's going to be, it's already done for the plaintiff, Johnny Depp's team, and it's going to be done very, very, very quickly for Amber Heard's team once they rest. The rebuttal is used in order to bolster either your own case based on the evidence that's been presented by the other side, or to contradict, crush, question, put ideas into the minds of the jurors as to the veracity and credibility of the witnesses that have been presented on the other side. That's basically the bottom line. Hey guys, love that you guys are covering this show, covering this now, but any chance you'll ever bring on the OGs who exposed this, like Stevie J. Raw and SEC? Asks Halloween 24/7. I don't know. Maybe we will. Stephanie Cornwell says, I confirm porn on Pics and Video.
Oh my God.
I think she's talking about LegalTube.
Yeah,
Which
I LegalTube. I didn't see anything. I'm not sure.
Now I have to do it. What the hell?
No, I see LegalTube CA generating social media content for lawyers.
Where are you getting this stuff? Yeah. Is this like certain countries?
Maybe if it's, I don't. Maybe they're searching it on like an unsavory website, and that's all the responses they're getting.
They have to be. Like what?
Like on P-Hub, like searching LegalTube.
Pics tab and Video tab. I did that. It's somebody smoking weed, somebody
Oh yeah,
lawyer locate. For over 20 years we've been legaltube.ca video creator. Oh boy, here we go. So LegalTube is another. We're gonna give free publicity to a lot of these LegalTube in Canada. I don't know. Maybe JusticeTube is our future, James. JusticeTube. Anybody have any intel on JusticeTube?
I want to look at that.
I'm gonna put it in quotes real quick because this is getting pretty ridiculous. There's a JusticeTube. There's a channel called JusticeTube on YouTube. It has 4 subscribers. Fuck me. LawTube is taken. There's a website called LawTube.
What about lawtube.org?
No, we can't use the whole hashtag LawTube because then we're infringing on someone else's copyright. This is hard.
I don't see. I mean, LegalTube. I know it's the Canadian one, but
yeah, I don't know. We'll use that for now, and then we'll see. Because JusticeTube has, oh my God, you guys. I mean, I would feel bad regardless because somebody took the time and came up with it, and now we're like basically stealing their idea, which I'm not a fan of ever. But check this out, okay? I have to show you. This is ridiculous. You see this, James? I don't know if you can see it on your screen.
Yeah.
But look at this. Look at this. 48 views. JusticeTube is the channel with 48 views. Not 4,800, not 48,000, not 48 million. We're talking 48, less than 50 views for the whole channel, which was created last year, almost over a year ago. He's got 4 subscribers. He's got 1 video that he posted a year ago, probably when he created this channel. That's the one that generated the 48 views. I'm just buy it. We probably could buy the channel. Does he have contact info? He's on Twitch.
Ooh.
He's on Twitch. It's just frustrating. Whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. We'll figure it out. All right, you guys. I am desperately going to need to get some sleep. I'm sorry for everybody who has donated and has not got their super chat read. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to try and get back to them later. I don't know if that's possible, but I definitely will give it my good old college try. Thank you all so much for joining me. James, you've been an asset. I'm going to see you tomorrow, my man.
Yes, absolutely.
We are going to go live. I'll see you tomorrow, James.
All right, later.
Tomorrow we are going to go live when I get there. It's going to be 1 o'clock. So in less than 24 hours, less than 24 hours, we are going to be there, and it's going to be live, and it's going to be an all-nighter. So very excited about that. So tune in. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. And I'm going to be recapping the trial every single day, Monday through Friday, assuming I get in. And hopefully we're going to be able to get you guys some quality, never before seen, unique content from inside the courtroom. Yes, I redirected to Joe. I made it work. I found the proper link. It's going to redirect to Joe's channel in just a minute as soon as this is over. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love every single one of you. Thank you. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, get some sleep, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.